was only 8 years old when I learned the meaning of betrayal, not from a book, not from a movie, but from the people who were supposed to protect me. I still remember that morning. The sunlight came through the window, warm and gentle, like it didn't know my world was about to shatter. I was sitting on the edge of my bed, hugging my school bag, waiting for my aunt to call me for breakfast. She never did. Instead, I heard whispers, low voices, my name spoken like a problem. At 8, you don't understand words like abandonment or consequences. You just feel something heavy settling inside your chest. You feel unwanted. You feel invisible. My parents had passed away when I was very young. After that, I was sent to live with relatives. Everyone said I was lucky to have a roof over my head, but what they didn't see were the looks, the silence, the way love felt conditional, like I had to earn it every single day. I tried to be good. I tried to be quiet. I tried to be small. But children notice things. We feel when kindness disappears. We feel when smiles turn fake. And that day, standing behind the half-open door, listening to adults decide my future like I wasn't even there, something inside me broke. She's too much responsibility, someone said. We didn't sign up for this, another replied. I pressed my hand over my mouth so they wouldn't hear me cry. That was the day I learned betrayal doesn't always come with shouting or anger. Sometimes it comes calmly, politely, wrapped in excuses. That day, I promised myself something. I didn't know how, I didn't know when, but I promised that one day, I would rise above the pain they gave me. One day, they would see who they tried to discard. But what I didn't know then was how long that journey would be. Life after that day changed quietly and completely. I was moved again. New house, new rules, same cold distance. I became the girl who didn't ask for much, the girl who didn't complain, the girl who learned to survive on silence. At school, I watched other kids run into their parents' arms. I told myself I didn't need that. But at night, when the lights went off, I held my pillow tight and wondered what was wrong with me. Why wasn't I enough? The betrayal wasn't loud, it was slow. Missed school events, forgotten birthdays, promises that faded with time. Every disappointment carved something sharp inside me. But pain has a strange power. It either destroys you or it teaches you. I chose to learn. I studied harder than anyone expected. Books became my escape and my shield. While others slept, I read. While others ignored me, I planned. I didn't dream of revenge then. I dreamed of freedom. Years passed. I grew older, stronger, quieter. The same people who once dismissed me now barely recognized me. They never asked how I survived. They never wondered what it felt like to be an unwanted child. And I never reminded them. Until one day, everything shifted. As a young woman, I received a message, a polite request. They needed help, financial trouble, legal issues. Suddenly, I mattered again. I stared at my phone for a long time. The little girl inside me was shaking, but the woman I had become was calm. That's when I realized something powerful. Revenge doesn't always mean hurting someone back. Sometimes it means holding up a mirror. I agreed to meet them, not out of anger, not out of weakness, but out of clarity. They smiled like nothing had ever happened, like my childhood pain was a forgotten detail. They spoke of family, of responsibility. I listened, quietly, carefully, and then I told them my story, not with shouting, not with tears, with truth. I told them what it felt like to be 8 years old and overhear your future being negotiated. I told them about the nights I cried alone, the years I felt invisible. Their faces changed, and for the first time, they listened. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't accuse. I simply spoke honestly, calmly, and without fear. I told them I had built my life without their help, that every achievement came from surviving what they abandoned. I told them I forgave them, but forgiveness didn't mean forgetting. Then I said the words they never expected. I can help you, I said, but not the way you think. I helped them legally through proper channels. No shortcuts, no favors. I didn't rescue them from consequences. I guided them toward accountability. That was my revenge, not destruction, but truth. They had to face what they had done, who they had been, and who I became despite them. When I walked away that day, I felt something I had never felt before. Peace. The little girl who once felt unwanted finally felt seen by herself. I realized something important. Betrayal may shape your story, but it doesn't get to decide the ending. I was 8 years old when I learned betrayal, but I was an adult when I learned strength. And if you're listening to this, if you've ever felt discarded, forgotten, or broken, know this. Your pain is not your weakness. Your silence is not your failure. And your future is not defined by those who couldn't love you properly. Sometimes the greatest revenge is becoming everything they never believed you could be.